So we're here today with our friend Brad
McLeod.
from McLeod.
Yeah.
McLeod, that's
Yeah.
how you say it, right?
Yep. Yep.
He's from Canada.
Yep.
We touched base 6 months ago through Facebook.
Yep.
I mean, that's
Yeah,
a lot
absolutely.
of discussion through Facebook on many Facebook groups.
I love that Facebook interaction with the industry because that's otherwise how do we connect? Yeah. So I have a big presence on Facebook.
And we wanted to do this talk because what you do, I find that so interesting, and the industry, the main industry in Canada, I'm sure there's a lot of folks that have gone through your program.
Yeah.
Can you please tell us about this program that you have in Canada and a little bit about your role and what you do?
So our program's been around since 1969. We are in a small town, 45 minutes north of Calgary in Alberta. We have a residential, so students come and stay. Our program is 4 months long, and we run 3 a year. So we run one in January, one in May, and one in September. I'm the manager plus the instructor, one of the instructors, and so I teach slaughter, meat cutting. We have a value-added course, a food safety course, and a merchandising, high-end merchandising marketing course.
And is it like how long does it take to?
4 months
4 months.
Yeah, so the students would typically start at about 7 in the morning, and they would be done at 5 o'clock at night. Like it's treated like a job almost, and we actually have a fairly unique design of a program. We are a learning enterprise. So the work the students do, we sell. And so last year we sold, in 6 month period, we sold about $400,000 worth of meat. So and why that's interesting is A, we're self-funding, so we don't need any government funding at all. B, when the students make a product and then they put it in the counter and 10 minutes later it's flying out the door, they realize that they're actually learning a practical skill that has value. And so many of my students are opening their own shops based on their learning that they've done at the college.
And this is a certificate?
Certificate,
they get a
yeah,
diploma at the
yeah.
end? And...
No, it's a certificate program,
Okay.
4 months, yes. It's based on, we do a lot of theory stuff, but we teach kids how to do stuff. Now, we don't teach speed in that time period, because it takes years to get speed sometimes. So what we're doing is just teaching them the start. If they understand how to break a beef apart, we follow. We're doing all the new cuts that the Chris Calkins out of did. Yeah, so we're doing.
He's been on the podcast before.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
he's a very good friend of mine. So I really really admire his work. Yeah.
So you told me you're not a meat scientist, but
Nope.
in a way you are fully. I mean.
Yeah, I'm more of a product developer, is what I would say. Like we do. But I'm just an old butcher. I'm actually a graduate of the program. Like I said, it's been running since '69, and I took it over in 2000. But yeah, I would never claim to be a scientist because I'm just an old butcher. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you do all the hands-on.
Yeah,
so.
hands-on, and then we feel like we go out and try to stay ahead of the industry. So I follow all the scientists. If there's something we can apply, we try to do that. Trying to keep ahead of the industry. Our students tend to want to become managers or owners or stuff, so we want to give them the latest and the greatest. Our college was developed in 1913, and it's an agricultural college, and it was literally to teach people how to farm. And every generation they send their sons or daughters to our school to learn the latest, greatest in farming. And our course, when I took it, was about just teaching them how to be butchers. And so in the 20 years that I've been running, 22 years, we're trying to give them the latest, greatest. So we're here at IFFA trying to learn some new technologies. We were talking yesterday with a company that's taking nitrates right out, not putting celery juicer in, but they're claiming to preserve the meat, make bacon without nitrates at all. And I was very interested in that. I'm not sure if it's a thing or not, but we're going to explore it. But that's the kind of stuff I'm looking for.
Yeah, we touch on that topic, like we were talking about some of the previous episodes.
Pasima. Yeah.
So
no, it's we're going to try it. They're going to contact me after IFFA, but so we're here meeting suppliers, and if there's, I try to come. I've been coming here for now 18 years, and it's this is the place to find out what's new in Canada, and I even think to some extent the United States. We don't get first generation meat equipment. It's a few years late. It seems like it's got to work its way through Europe before we get it, and so I got. And I have clients or students that are using cast iron bowl cutters. Like we need to bring the game up in Canada a little bit, and so I do a heavy Facebook posting from here and try to encourage people to come and
stay up to date.
Yeah. Well, gone are the days where you could learn everything you wanted to about butchering at 18, and then you were set for life. I think it's a constant learning kind of environment. As you know, and your podcast is based on this and helping this, and I think, is there's always something new coming down the pipe, and you need to stay hooked up on that. So good job on that, by the way.
Thank you a lot. I was kind of a follow up on that, and we see kind of like the background. A lot of folks that are going to be judging the processed meat competition. Actually, we have Chris Young from AMP. We're just going to talk a little bit with him. And what I find interesting is the education on meat processing and talking with a lot of the German friends and many of the folks selling equipment or doing some R&D for a company. They have sort of training. They call it a master butcher program. And I think that's would you consider that something similar to what you guys do?
No, well, yes, no, maybe. That one, it's always a conversation. So I told you my program's 4 months long. In Europe, they will do a 3-year program, but 4 days of the week they are in a plant actually learning how to do the hands-on. The one day they're at the school learning the theory, and the school teaches them, demonstrates, does like that. And I've came over here for 22 years, and I've been to almost every school. And I looked at all of their curriculums, and we match that. What we can't match is the speed, because the size of Canada, we can't have, come 1 day a week to school. It just doesn't work. I have students from the States.
Logistics.
So they're 4 months here solid. Where, as far as educational value, the knowledge, our program matches. But we can't teach that speed. It just can't do that. I'd like to. I mean, who wouldn't, right? Make a fully formed student by the end of it. The other issues over here is they're very traditional. Like, you can't change a recipe. So they're a little weak on innovations sometimes. There's a really good school in Kumba. I'm not saying that right. That's a meat technology school. They have a couple students over here if you want to talk to them. Their head instructor is supposed to be here somewhere. A few years ago we did an exchange program with Olds College and them, and so I always stop and visit with them. And one of the young men that were there, his sister was on that tour that came over. But they do their apprenticeship in 3 years and then a 2-year meat technology course on top of it. Oh. So they're the only one in Germany. So that's my goal, to try to be more of that than trained butchers.
I think
I like to talk a lot.
No, that's awesome. And so the deal is next one, part 2, we'll be doing in your facility sometime soon.
Yeah.
Part 2 in your program, and you can show us what you do on a daily basis.
Well, we got to get into it first, yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's really cool. The government of Alberta decided that we needed a new facility. Like, our facility was antiquated, and so in the middle of COVID, they gave us $7 million to rebuild. So it's been and I got to design it. So, and it's not heavy on, like, I didn't bring in big technology because the kids need to learn how to do the bases all the way through. But as you can see, did you check out the meat manipulation thing? All the little fun things I'm doing?
Not yet.
Yeah, you should check out that blog because then you'll know how far out there I really am, and you might not want to come.
No, I definitely will.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's great. Yeah. No
Thank
worries.
you a lot for your time.